Spurgeon here with RevZilla TV to talk to you today about the Saddlemen Gel Channel Tech Seat available at RevZilla.com. The Saddlemen Gel Channel Tech Seat is for you sport and sport touring riders out there that want the maximum amount of comfort possible for long haul rides. There's going to be many different applications for this. You're going to see it in a single seat form, a longer seat form, and then two separate seat forms depending on your motorcycle. Make sure you use the bike finder on our website to get the seat that's right for your bike. As long as you have the right channel tech seat for your bike, installation is going to be a breeze. On our BSD, our beard scale of difficulty for installation, this is less than a 1. This is more of a Fu Manchu mustache, if you will. We're going to talk more about installation at the end, but right now I want to dive into what sets this seat apart from other seats out in Saddlemen's lineup. Saddlemen has been manufacturing motorcycle seats for over 27 years. They're a Southern California company. Their materials are designed in-house, their seats are manufactured in the US, and they give you a very high-end product. The Channel Tech seat is going to be the performance-oriented mixed with comfort seat. This is really going to be your comfort long-hauling option for you guys out there on sport and sport touring machines. On the smaller sport bikes, it's going to come in like a single seat. Your bigger FJR setups, you're going to have two separate seats. So again, depending on what bike you have, kind of gives you a little bit of variety of how you see this seat actually show up at your front door. The particulars that set this seat apart are the fact that on most Saddlemen seats you have two different layers. They do a really good job of combining gel with foam. On this seat, they actually add a third level. They have a memory foam layer that's going to be meshed into the actual top part of this covering. This covering is going to be what they call Saddlehyde. It's not going to be a traditional vinyl. You're going to see the vinyl at the front. You're also going to see the vinyl at the back. Really nice stitching, but this Saddlehyde is going to be more of a stretchy, kind of squishy material that's going to move around with you. It's not going to be waterproof, so keep that in mind. However, it will kind of reflect heat, so it's going to work really well for people out there in a dry, hot climate, because this is not going to absorb heat the same way regular vinyl would. So what you see here, and you can kind of see these raised contusions right here, this is going to be that memory foam. So the very first layer that your butt's going to actually hit when it sits down in the seat is a memory foam layer. Underneath that, if you've ever seen a Saddlemen seat before without this main cover on it, you know that there's a little channel down the middle. They call it the gel channel, the little section right here that's actually cut out. And what that's going to do, it's going to alleviate that perennial pressure that sits right in the middle of your buttocks on a long haul. So there's actually a channel cut out underneath this stretch right here. And then along the sides of that channel cutout, underneath these bubbles, they actually implant gel. They have a saddle gel. It's a proprietary gel, and that's implanted into the actual base layer, which is their black magic foam. So again, you're going to see three different layers here. You're going to have memory foam, saddle gel, and then black magic foam. So it's a really nicely layered seat. And again, the whole thing is kind of a dishpan design. It's going to be kind of scooped out to evenly spread out the pressure and give you comfort in a long haul situation. So that's really what sets this apart in the top. If we flip it over to the bottom, depending on the motorcycle that you have, and again, this is a really good example of how Saddlemen differentiates their seats even within one lineup to match a specific motorcycle. So depending on the bike that you have, you're either going to have an ABS plastic pan or you're going to have a gel-coated fiberglass pan. The one in front of me is off of an FZ09, and this is going to be that gel-coated fiberglass. And you're going to see everything matches the exact model of the specific bike that you have. They've replaced all the hardware with steel hardware, so this is going to be super rigorous, and it's designed to fit better than your existing seat. So you might actually find that when you go to put this on the first time, you have to wrestle it on a little bit compared to your stock options. That's awesome. It is going to fit tighter, and when you're out there riding, there's not going to be some of that flex and move that you get sometimes from a stock offering. The one little nitpick that I do have is that the finishing on the vinyl underneath isn't exactly clean. They left some extra frays, as you can see here at the front. They didn't really chop this down to be perfectly smooth and finished. Again, it's a small nitpick because once this is installed, you're really not going to see that. So I really don't have too much of an issue with that. Now with this steel hardware that we've seen with the seat pan we've talked about, it's going to take us right into our installation. This is again modeled to fit your bike specifically. And when we get to installation, that makes that super simple. Like I mentioned in the beginning, on our BSD, or beard scale of difficulty for installation, this is really less than a 1. This is a Fu Manchu mustache. This is something you're going to be able to knock out in 15 minutes, 20 minutes in your garage. As long as you can get your stock seat off, you can install a Saddlemen seat right back on. There's a lot of guys out there using these seats. Personally, I've spent some time on one on an FJR 1300. I really like it. I like it for comfort. The one thing I will say is if you really have comfort and performance in mind, this might be geared a little bit more towards the comfort side of things. When you get to the twisties, it's a little bit hard to throw yourself on and off because it is kind of squishy, it holds you in, it pulls you down. But for you riders out there that are looking for long haul, you're not too aggressive in the corners, this is going to be a great option for you. There's a lot of guys out there using Saddlemen seats in their motorcycles. So if you'd like to hear more about what they have to say, do me a favor, click below. Read what other riders like and what they don't like about the Saddlemen products that they have installed on their bikes. If you have more questions for us here at RevZilla specifically, never hesitate to give us a call. 877-792-9455. We'll get you on the phone with a Gear Geek, or type us out an email, cs@revzilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the Saddlemen gel channel tech seat. I'm Spurgeon. Enjoy the ride.